So let's read the scripture we were going through today. So as I said, Ephesians 6, 5 through 9. So it says, bondservants, obey your earthly masters with fear and trembling, with a sincere heart as you would Christ, not by the way of eye service as people pleasers, but as bondservants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart, rendering service with a good will as to the Lord, and not to man, knowing that whatever good anyone does, that he will receive back from the Lord, whether he is a bondservant or he is free. Masters, do the same to them, and stop threatening, knowing that is he who is both their master and yours is in heaven, and there is no partiality with him. This is the word of the Lord. May he be glorified at the reading. So, bondservants. There's a footnote, I don't know if it's in your version or what it says, but it says also slaves. So bondservants or slaves, if you will. So this is how this section of scripture we're going through starts today. For those of you who don't know or can't tell, my father is of Pan-African descent, of the African diaspora, has come from the degenerate and ungodly institution of slavery. Most of that lineage is descended from the country of Nigeria, as which at the time was the hub of slavery through its tenure. My mother is Hispanic from Mexican heritage, mostly of Native American descent, who were also systematically enslaved and viciously slaughtered without regard except for their property and land, which was seized by the European conquistadors. Then, through forced and unforced intermarrying, the subsequent result is modern-day Mexicans, or as is also known, mestizos. So when I think on all this that is happening in my country and look at who I am in the mirror, I read this word from the Lord and understand why I initially recoiled. As if somebody had called me a name that summoned almost 500 years of oppression so bad through generations that my DNA still remembers to shudder. I feel as though I'm not alone in this, and most of us wouldn't be keen on somebody walking up to us and calling us a slave or saying that we belong to them. I want us to be honest and face our reservations and cultural limitations, lest we close our heart to what the Lord has to say in this verse, which is quite frankly life-altering. We can't climb the wall if we don't acknowledge that it's there, and there are a few in this verse that are going to make you stumble if you don't understand them in their proper context. So, bondservants, slaves. The word used here denotes one who is bound to render service to another, whether that service may be free or voluntary, and may denote, therefore, either a slave or one who binds himself to render service to another. Masters, as one commentary put it, it's those who have command of your bodies, but not of your soul or consciences. Or, the expression may mean, who are your masters according to the present state of things. So it says, slaves, obey your earthly master.